מכובדי נשיא מדינת ישראל,
the President of the State of Israel, thank you for having initiated and convening this important conference. My brethren, the Holocaust survivors, distinguished guests, the righteous amongst the nations,
who risked not only their own lives, but the lives of their families to save Jews during the Holocaust. The trees on this hallowed ground of Yad Vashem are a testament to their remarkable, extraordinary courage. Your Majesties, Your Royal Highnesses, Presidents, Mr. Vice President, Prime Ministers, and the many distinguished guests and dignitaries assembled here. Your presence in Jerusalem honors the memory of the 6 million victims of the Holocaust. Israel and the Jewish people, thank you. Auschwitz וירושלים, תהום ופסגה.
Auschwitz and Jerusalem, an abyss and a summit. Auschwitz, the distraction. Jerusalem, the resurrection. Auschwitz was the incarceration, enslavement. Jerusalem is freedom, liberty. Auschwitz was death. Jerusalem is life. 75 years ago, our people, the Jewish people, were liberated from the valley of death that was the biggest ever, the greatest ever in the history of mankind. No one of those who survived have forgotten a thing. The helplessness, the insufferable moments that never ended, the flames, the smoke, and the mourning, the loss. Slowly but surely, at the same time, they feel a tremendous vote of gratitude for the day of the liberation when the Red Army marched into Auschwitz, that tremendous sacrifice of the allies, of the soldiers and the people. I am here today with President Rivlin and President Putin from a very moving ceremony of the inauguration of a monument after the siege of Leningrad. And that is one of the intolerable actual realizations of what that victory over the Nazism was. But on such a day, it is incumbent upon us to say, for the 6 million people of our people, 1.5 million children amongst them, that those gates of hell were broken into too late. And therefore, in the foundation of the resurrection and this inception of the State of Israel, there is one decree: there will never be another Holocaust. As a Prime Minister of the State of Israel, that is my most supreme commitment.
Israel is eternally grateful to the immense sacrifice that was made by the allies, by the peoples and the soldiers, to defeat the Nazis and save our common civilization. Without that sacrifice, there would be no survivors today. Yet we also remember that some 80 years ago, when the Jewish people faced annihilation, the world largely turned its back on us, leaving us to the most bitter of fates. For many, Auschwitz is the ultimate symbol of evil. it is certainly that. The tattooed arms of those who passed under its infamous gates, the piles of shoes and eyeglasses seized from the dispossessed in their final moments, the gas chambers in crematoria that turned millions of people into ash. All these bear witness to the horrific depths to which humanity can sink. But for the Jewish people, Auschwitz is more than the ultimate symbol of evil. It is also the ultimate symbol of Jewish powerlessness. It is the culmination of what can happen when our people have no voice, no land, no shield. Today, we have a voice, we have a land, and we have a shield. Today, our voice is heard in the White House and in the Kremlin, in the halls of the United Nations and the American Congress, in London, Paris, and Berlin, and in countless capitals around the world, many of them represented here by you. Today, we have a land, our ancient homeland, which we brought back to life, to which we ingathered the exiles of our people, and in which we built an advanced and powerful state. And today, we have a shield, and what a shield it is. Time after time, the strength of our arms, the courage of our soldiers, and the spirit of our people have prevailed against those who sought to destroy us. Our hand is extended in peace to all our neighbors, and a growing number of them are seizing it to build with Israel bridges of hope and reconciliation. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jewish people have learned the lessons of the Holocaust, always to take seriously the threats of those who seek our destruction, to confront threats when they are small, and above all, even though we deeply, deeply appreciate the great support of our friends, to always have the power to defend ourselves by ourselves. We have learned that Israel must always remain the master of its fate. The Jewish state has learned the lessons of the Holocaust, as the world learned the lessons of the Holocaust. There are some signs of hope, and this extraordinary gathering is one of them. Today, the dangers of racism, hateful ideologies, and anti-Semitism are better understood. Many recognize a simple truth, that what starts with the hatred of the Jews doesn't end with the Jews. Represented here today are governments that understand that confronting anti-Semitism in all its forms protects their societies as well. And Israel deeply appreciates this. We also appreciate, as many understand, as President Macron said yesterday, that anti-Zionism is merely the latest form of anti-Semitism. These are all real signs of hope and understanding and cognizance of how to protect our civilization and our world. And yet I am concerned. I'm concerned that we have yet to see a unified and resolute stance against the most anti-Semitic regime on the planet, a regime that openly seeks to develop nuclear weapons and annihilate the one and only Jewish state. Israel salutes President Trump and Vice President Pence for confronting the tyrants of Tehran that subjugate their own people. The tyrants of Tehran that subjugate their own people and threaten the peace and security of the entire world. They threaten the peace and security of everyone in the Middle East and everyone beyond. I call on all governments to join the vital effort of confronting Iran. In any case, I wish to assure again our people and all our friends, Israel will do whatever it must do to defend our state, defend our people, and defend the Jewish future. גבירותיי ורבותיי,
ladies and gentlemen,
כראש ממשלת ישראל,
as the Prime Minister of the State of Israel, I obligate myself, I commit that those words, never again, will not be an empty slogan, but it will be an ongoing decree, an imperative that must be followed, continuing and following that voyage of resurrection that started in Isaiah's day of the dry bones, from enslavement to liberty and freedom, from Auschwitz to Jerusalem, from darkness to light, in the words of Isaiah the prophet. For the people walking in the darkness, they saw a great light. Thank you very much, one and all.